just stepped into the ring again, toe to toe. Tell me, when will this fighting end? Pain, it hurts. It just cuts me like a knife inside. Will you run? Or will you just leave and hide? You always said that I've let you down so many times, but now you see that all I ever did was try to get your attention for just one little loving word. But now I'm gone, and the bridge is about to burn. I don't have to like you, but I love you. You're my flesh and blood. I don't have to like you, but I care what you're thinking of. I don't have to like you, but I miss you when you went away. Oh, please tell me you love me before I fade away. I don't have to like you, but I love you. You're my flesh and blood. I don't have to like you, but I care what you're thinking of. I don't have to like you, but I miss you when you went away. Oh, please tell me you love me before I fade away. Here we go. We just stepped into the ring again, toe to toe. Tell me, when will this fighting end? Pain, it hurts. It just cuts me like a knife inside. Will you run? Or will you just leave and hide? Oh,
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, because it's showtime. Here we go. Gonna do your welcome?
Welcome to to the morning show.
To the morning show.
How'd you like that new music?
I like it. That new music is from Charlie Clevenger, CC, born in Maryland, and he will be performing for us here live on Thursday on our midday show at the Brooklyn Cafe.
He's like Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels, CC, Charlie Clevenger.
And I gotta tell you something. I can't let the bird out of the bag or the squirrel out of the bag, whatever, because he's coming on Thursday.
Yes, I'm
with a
excited.
guitarist.
Ah.
I got a whole bunch of surprises coming
Oh, yeah, I don't even
for
want
you.
to know.
'Cause Payback. Payback is so sweet. What do you think? What do you think there, Missy? Payback is sweet.
Payback is sweet. It tastes
Talk it to your mic.
Payback is sweet and it tastes
Don't
delicious.
scream into you.
I don't even want to know about that. But happy Tuesday, everyone. Talk to me Tuesday. I've got ring for a smile, Freddie. I got ring for coffee. A little bit of both going on here at the cafe. We're going old school. Freddie is running the board. We got Bailey working on the second part of that comic strip of Freddie's hot dog shirt,
You bet.
which you can check out in our merch store at brooklyncafe.tv/merch.
Backslash or
Forward
backslash?
slash. What's the difference between a forward slash and a backslash, by
One
the
goes
way?
forward and one goes backwards.
But where do you start from? The top?
It doesn't matter where you start from. It
It's
matters where
always
you
going
end.
forward because you're reading. I never understood that, by the way.
I kind of like this throwback. This reminds me of 7 years ago when we used to start.
You like this?
And I wasn't even on the camera, Bailey.
I
I
know.
was just, look at this shot. Look at that shot. This shot
Give it
is
a
pretty
shot.
good.
Nice.
Let me close the door.
Close the bathroom door and we're good to go.
How did I know that was going to happen? But I kind of like it because it reminds me of when we started and it was just you and me and I was never on the camera.
Never. And this is about how big our table was. You were there. I sat here. Connecticut was there. And she talked into the mic just like this. It's going
we were in
old
the
school.
iHeart Studios.
Absolutely true. And now look, now so many great things are happening. I'm excited. Things are opening up. We've got new musicians and new artists coming in today, women in finance coming in today. Tomorrow we've got some spectacular shows for seniors. I should actually invite Angel tomorrow.
Why, what do you got cooking?
Tomorrow we've got a Holocaust survivor. He's 96. And then we've got Ms. Senior Florida. She's 92. We've got some food coming in, so it might be nice for Angel to meet some people also.
We got a big show coming at 12 o'clock today.
Yes, we
It
do.
ended up getting full.
I know, we've got this artist. His artwork is amazing. He's got a new gallery that's
It's a
opening this
grand opening,
Thursday, which was really exciting to see that. My bios have bios here. I can't believe I'm actually turning into the bio person.
Because a lot of different elements. The funny thing is that they don't realize that we have a mini gallery.
I know.
I said, do you know what a mini gallery is to the person who's bringing him forward? And she says, no, what is that? I go, well, when you come, you'll find out. So she's coming next week.
So this is H. Maverick, and his artwork is, wow, look at these horses.
He's well known in New York City.
So this is another gallery he's opening up, and truly amazing. He's got some great artists, Judaic art, different pop culture art, and really beautiful. So I'm excited he's coming here. His grand opening is Thursday. I believe it is, parking is at the Mark Building, and he's over in Royal Palm Plaza area.
And I want to do a little negotiation.
I figured you would.
Because we have a little space opening up and we can sort of hang out with him and maybe go back and forth and wish him the best of luck at his gallery. We're not
Absolutely.
competing at all.
No.
We believe in the arts and we believe in the artists. And I am touched that somebody that I haven't seen in 3 years,
We have not seen her. It's got to be since our other
At
studio
least
that she
3
remembered,
years.
right? And she reached out.
and she reached out. I'm like, wow, she remembers me.
People remember. I've been talking to a restaurant that we interviewed a couple years ago, and he's like, I'm all in.
Is he here?
He's between here and Georgia, so he goes back and forth.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, and the Clevelander
Uh-huh.
reached out to me. I like his voice.
Charlie Clevenger.
He sounds like Charlie Daniels.
Do you want me to confuse you?
Yeah.
I could easily confuse you.
Why?
Because his name is CC for Charlie Clevenger,
Yeah.
and our producer is Cole Cleveland. And now I've just thoroughly confused your mind.
I thought Colt had recommended him. As a matter of fact, I still think Colt may have recommended him.
Really?
I'm thinking.
Interesting.
But then Colt didn't say anything to me yesterday.
I don't know. He, I guess we'll find out when he comes in. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. But anyway, we have that new artist coming in. We reached out for another one,
Yes.
Chains, as well. And I got 4 more. because we are looking to promote these artists. We have started, we put Slick in charge of that, and Slick
Right.
is delayed today. He had to take his mother to the doctor. But I do want to get into the promotion stuff because, we want to do our concerts.
I have to ask you a question because 7 years ago, you wanted your own record label. And that was back in the day when we were still using CDs. We were digital, but I guess not as sophisticated and digital as we are now.
You made fun of me.
I did not make fun of you. Everyone else made fun of you.
I have a seat. I have the
You do.
the drawing of it. I still got it.
I think you have a CD also. Someone made you a label and a sticker and everything.
Yeah.
And you have followed and pursued this dream over and over and over again. And now you've got artists, musical artists, reaching out to be a part of this.
That's right.
What's that
and
like?
People laughed at me.
Oh.
Said it was never. People laughed at me streaming. People laughed at me when I wanted a comic strip. Now, you, young lady,
Yeah?
I want to let you know, I went to lunch with our shirt, our famous shirt, and I walked in and everybody was saying to me, what do you got cooking there? And I showed her. And I took a picture of her because she wants to be in the next strip.
Jill?
Okay.
It's a new lady that I know that I met, and she wants to be in the new strip. And I told her that we would accommodate, and we would do that for her. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun because people now are noticing your work, and they want to be. I saw you did one for Kenny Love.
That was fantastic.
Oh,
He
thanks.
sent it to us.
He did? Oh, yeah, I'm really happy how that one turned out.
How long did these take you to do?
Well, it kind of depends on how big the project is. If it's like just like a normal like cartoon character, if it's just like one cartoon character, it'll just take me like an hour or even less.
So you'll do this, people can pay you to do a caricature of them.
Yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
they can do that. They can put it on shirts, merchandise.
Yep.
Because her
Yep.
and Sarah, Gio loves it. He put out 10 shirts all over because they put it together. So that's one aspect. They could be in the comic strip. And it's funny because exactly what I thought was going to happen with the strip is beginning to happen. People are looking and seeing it on Facebook, and they want to be part of it.
That's so cool.
Kenny Love is going to be in the next one. And I'm going to give her a picture of the next one. We're going to be in a setting of a restaurant where Kenny Love comes in with the roses, and I'm ordering eggs, and we're going to just have some fun with this.
Ooh, it sounds fun.
When you draw the comic strip, do you have to redraw every square? Or are you able to take the person like me or Freddie and put them back in? Like, do you have one drawing you can copy and paste and put it in, or do you have to redraw it all over and over?
Well, I guess it just depends on the situation. Like, if like people, I could copy and paste.
Stay
if,
on
like,
your mic. Stay on your mic.
I could copy and paste if like if I needed
Yeah, but
to.
you change every frame, so
You
just
change
don't
every
have to
frame, so
redraw
you're
it.
redrawing every frame, every caricature, everything that you do.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's amazing how
Now,
she does it.
when you are you're currently in school, you're gonna be graduating soon, one more class.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that your strength would be the cartoons, or did you think your strength would be putting them together? What is it exactly you want that to do for you?
For now, I just want my name out. I just want my name out there. So I want to get. But I was like,
You're like an artist, and you want to put your work out there.
yeah, pretty much.
It's really amazing what she's doing.
You know, it's interesting she said that because we have this new campaign with coffee bags.
Absolutely, we do.
And people were saying to me, Freddie, why are you putting coffee bag in stores? And I said, look at the bag. The bag is tremendous. That was brought to us by Don Pablo.
I have to tell you, this was one of the greatest things another person ever did for us as a business.
It is.
Darren from Don Pablo created this bag for us, gave us a coffee cart, our own brand of organic Arabica bean coffee. And out of the kindness of his heart, he just gave and gave. They are so remarkable. They're located in Miami. And I spoke with them today, and they are more than happy to help us place these in restaurants and grocery stores, which is amazing.
I spoke to Joey this morning about the placement of it. He was shocked because we talked about it Saturday, and they're already coming. We're going to dress them up and put them out there. And I got to tell you, he helps new businesses. Don
Darren
Pablo.
does, yes.
He puts a lot of money back into the community before the pandemic and
Yep.
after the pandemic. So I can think of nothing better than to get this bag out there with his brand. Remember we went to Costco and I took pictures
Yep,
and everything else with this thing? But this bag was something that he put together for us.
100%.
He put the whole labeling and
Yep.
everything else, even including the bees. Everything in there is his marketing scheme. And we're about to make use of it after, I don't know, 4 years?
You know, it's just so nice to see people in business when they help other people. We talk about that all the time. And they have truly created this for us. They're happy to watch us grow with us and with them. And that's how you know when businesses are helping businesses, everyone benefits. Everyone in the community benefits, which is so amazing.
And the amazing thing is that it's persistency. You know, Facebook has changed the platform. Everybody's
It is so
texting me.
confusing.
Everybody's complaining. The way they did it is they layer it. So you have a number of pages you represent.
Right.
But you have your personal page. What they want to do is they want everything to go to your personal page. And then you have to hand select the other pages. Like right now, the cafe, I'm on my personal page, streaming out the cafe.
Really?
Correct. But it's still the cafe page. It is confusing. But what's happening is they took the number of followers that I have, which is close to 5,000, it's like 490, whatever, because you're going to only have 5,000. And instead of jumping on a page for another set of followers, they are allowing those followers to jump on that page, which they didn't do before. So all of a sudden, we have 49,000 views for the week.
Really? Since yesterday?
Did I say 49,000? Maybe it's 4,900.
It's only Tuesday. But
Hold on.
even so, I'm
No,
not
no,
going to
week to
complain.
week. They give you numbers on week-to-week numbers. And I saw it this morning.
I saw we've gone up another couple thousand since last week.
I saw it this morning, and I was amazed. And here it is. And I saw it this morning, and for the week we have 40,000, 40.1, so 40,100
Wow.
hits on our show for the week, which is for the month, February 22nd to today.
March 22nd. Okay.
So that's a monthly disc. So if you take that 40 and divide it by 4, you
Like
get 10,000.
right.
Which is still not a bad number.
Nope, I'll take it.
But I was shocked because they allowed the number to fluctuate back and forth. There was a time we had 50, 60,000.
It's so interesting. I was watching TV this morning, back to the Ukraine, and you see the little girl who sang Frozen from her displacement camp, from where she was hiding out. Then her grandmother and mother got to Poland and her brother, and she sang in front of 12,000 people
At the stadium.
in an arena in Poland to raise money. They've raised, I think, $2 million for helping the Ukraine. And there she was singing the national anthem. They got her out, and she is now the face of hope and freedom. Actually, I went over to Fresh Market yesterday, and they have sunflowers for sale there. And 100% of the proceeds of these flowers go to, I'm going to read it to you right now. It supports the people of Ukraine. Purchase a 5-stem pack of sunflowers or the special Ukrainian bouquet, and you'll be helping humanitarian efforts over there. Fresh Market will donate 100% of the purchase price of each of these select flowers sold to World Central Kitchen, a nonprofit organization working to provide nourishing meals to Ukrainians impacted by the war. So the sunflowers that you'll see on set on our midday show are from Fresh Market. There's one right on Camino in Dixie near WNN. 100% of the proceeds go back to help make food for people that are suffering in the Ukraine. So I thought I should buy more.
Absolutely. We should go in there. and
They're
see if we can
beautiful.
buy 100.
It's a pack of 5.
For how much?
I think it was like $5.99. It was very
We should go in there and
inexpensive.
see if we can spend 20, 30, 40
Yeah,
bucks.
very inexpensive.
Buy as many as we can. Just fill up the studio with that stuff, because it's important. You know, that the war has escalated in terms of Putin just doesn't get it. You know, they're at a standstill right now. So he has now changed the weaponry. He's going to go supersonic weaponry, because apparently there's so much going into the Ukraine, sophisticated stuff, and it's stopping the Russian push in its track. So
But you know what I'm seeing, and I don't know, I was not in World War II that I remember this, nor do I've seen anything about it documented, the humanitarian efforts that are coming forth currently on this war versus World War II, the amount of help that people are offering worldwide. I saw a story this morning that there is a medic, and he is located now in Illinois. He is a medic for the U.S. He's also dual citizenship with Israel as a medic. He packed a bag, a duffel full of medical supplies, flew over to the border of Ukraine, and he is now training people there to be medics and to fight and to help others. Sight unseen, packed up and went.
it
The
just, it does,
The
you know,
humanitarian efforts that are coming from the U.S., going over there from everywhere worldwide to help people, to bring them in, to cross the borders, to feed them, to take people in, and to give back is tremendous of hope.
I just wish we didn't have to witness that.
Of course.
Because it's a situation that I wish we didn't have to go through. Now, I did hear, it could be U.S. propaganda, take it for what it's worth, that some of the people from the higher ups, the ugulags, whatever the hell they're called,
I do not
are complaining about, this is the rich people,
Okay.
the powerful rich people that really run the country, are complaining that Putin maybe should be removed. It's the generals that are preventing this from happening. Now, this is all speculation, just because it can only be what the U.S. and everybody else wants. But they're talking about that the amount of bloodshed, not Ukrainian bloodshed, but Russian bloodshed, it just is not equating to the victory of this slaughter. Because even if they win and they take Ukraine, it's going to be their own Vietnam all over again. Ain't nobody going to want to hang out with that government, and they're going to have to fight that for the next 100 years. You can't take countries by force anymore. There's too much social media going on. There's too many people fighting. I hear that it's up to 25,000 people that are now in the streets of Russia rebelling against this thing. More word is getting out. The Chinese government, you know, I don't understand China. I will never understand China. They're making now demands that they want visas lifted that were being held back for people that were inhumane towards other people. And they want those things lifted before they will say, you know, Russia cut it out. And they believe that what Russia is doing is proper. So that's inching towards a problem. Then there was this thing now with Iran and the Russian nuclear force in Iran. And you know that the Israel is going to get involved in that negotiation. You got North Korea, which is a problem. And there's a lot of problems that a guy like this will create throughout the world. I'm not saying that our way has to be the only way. But when you start slaughtering people, which is what's happening right now, it's time to stop doing it.
I see they're banning Facebook and Instagram in Russia.
They're trying.
They're trying to put, well, he is trying to
Well,
put a
we're up
ban
to
on that.
100 people on our Roku.
But that's on
and Amazon
Roku, but
page.
that's not Facebook or Instagram. That's our Roku channel,
Yeah.
which is still going to be up and running.
It's amazing. If I wait till you see the numbers today, I don't know what's going on in Europe right now. Maybe people are looking for information. So we have to give them information, let them know what we're hearing
Yep,
on
let's
our
do it.
side, because it is the truth that we are hearing, you know. And again, I will say this a million times over, we are not hating on the Russian people. They don't know. They don't know what's going on.
You know, yesterday our crew, I call them the kids, but they were talking about, they ran into someone who was at a different language, and I guess it was at the grocery store. One of our producer's friends was working at the grocery store, and they were trying to get someone to translate. And he said as he was checking out, if you tell me what language you speak, let me put this in translate so I can talk to. And he said, I'm afraid to. And I said, why are you afraid to? And he said, because I'm Russian, and I'm afraid I'm going to get bullied and made fun of and persecuted. And just like when COVID started, people were doing this to the Asian people of China. Just like when 9/11 happened, they were doing this to the Muslim and the Arabic population. It is not the people, right?
It is not.
These are government, these are other subsects that do this. It is not the people as a whole. And I hope those in the United States and everyone that is listening that you realize you cannot put this against the people of the country, because it is not the people that are taking these actions. So to persecute them and to humiliate them and to shame them over their who they are and their culture, I can't believe this is going on here, right under our noses.
Well, there's a lot of bitterness. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hostility. But it is not directed at the Russian people. I know that the Russian army is made of Russian people. I get it. But these guys are being told what to do. And if you don't, you know what happens in the Russian army? They send you to Siberia or worse. So It is not against any Russian. You're a Russian in this country. We stand with you.
Hello.
Whether you believe it or you don't believe it, whatever's going on, we do what we do, how we do it. And if news is leaking out there, I'm telling you the latest from this side. Dawn is telling you the latest from this side. And we will do the most we can. Because sometimes, we played that video yesterday. We really don't have much to do except to talk.
Oh, that video. Did you get a lot of feedback on that?
Everybody asked me where I got it from.
That's what I thought,
And
too.
I told them I made it. And they said, that's impossible. I says, okay, I believe what you want.
You going to put it up as a freestanding?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know what. I don't know. I want to see what the kids want to do with it.
Well, what do you think? I mean, you created this. And when someone creates a video, right, and something you want to put out, you have the choice of what to do with it.
Yes, but something came back which I'm trying to be sensitive to. Easter for Catholics is it's like a very holiday. It's a big holiday.
Sure, it's Passover, sure.
It's Passover. And the object of the game here that I use a passage that I found, music that I found, just to highlight a situation that's going on that nobody wants to see. I just don't want people to lull themselves to sleep and say they're going to take care of it. They're not taking care of it. This is really, really tough. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because those words in that song has a lot of significance for Easter, and I don't want to make it that I'm putting out a song when something's so ugly around it. I think that the song highlights my feelings, and it highlights my belief. I do believe in Christ. Whether you do it, don't, isn't the issue. But I do know that war exists, and I want you to see that behind this beautiful song, there's a lot of pain and suffering going on around us. And that's why I did the video. So I don't know what to do with it yet. I got good feedback, and I got bad feedback.
Really?
Mhm.
That's
It's
interesting.
just the way people are. People think that I do things for, it's like the poor lady that's in Washington right now to become the first black person on the Supreme Court.
Right.
What is your agenda? Is what they asked her. Because they say that she's too soft on criminals. She's been a judge for 30 years.
It's funny. They were interviewing her good friends from college that she met in college. And I always think of you guys. She met these really great women in college, and they all went to Harvard Law School after college. And one is a professor, and one is a judge. She is a judge also. And one of them said, "You will be the first Supreme Court African American female nominated." And they told her that. So they were interviewing her, like, "How did you know?" And her girlfriend said, because if anyone can do it, she can. She was the one that would wake up at 6 a.m. and says, let's study, let's get this going. She was the one that said, you have to keep going, you have to keep pushing. And they all went, 4 African-American women, all went from Harvard undergrad to Harvard Law School.
Did you see the big contingency of Harvard students with the signs saying they want her elected? The one thing that I
Well,
didn't
the
want...
Obamas went to Harvard.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you that you could tell.
Harvard's Harvard, right?
And I got to tell you, the one thing I don't want people to think is that the reason they're going to select her is because she's black. I said this before. They're going to select her because she's the best person for that job right now.
Well, everyone he nominated on that short list is African-American female.
Okay, and again, but look at the pedigree. Look at what she does.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she obviously is more on the left than she is on the right. She was a defense attorney.
Which is what they're trying to do to balance out the court system.
And that's what the Republicans are scared of that because
Sure.
they only want Republicans right wing.
Well, I don't know. The great state that we live in is so far one way
It's far right.
that maybe we need some balance. And I'm not saying one way or the other way is the right way. I'm just saying, as the United States of America, as who we stand for and why we were founded, there should be balance and equality all the way around. So you don't want far left, far right. There should be a balance to represent the people because we're all diverse.
But that's what the Constitution was created.
Yeah, but-
was to give diversity. You don't want everybody to think one way.
Yeah, but when those people get elected and they go up and up in their hierarchy, they think their way is the only way. They forget what our founding fathers brought us
Well,
here to do.
because they've learned just to talk and stop listening. I mean,
We need to
talk
find the
about
founding
this.
mothers. We have the founding fathers. They're the founding mothers.
Well, did you see the latest on the news about Vice President Harris? It's ugly, man.
What
ugly,
happened?
ugly, ugly.
What
They're
happened?
calling her dumb, that she doesn't know anything about politics, that she doesn't know anything about what's going on in Europe. she put this thing together where she talked about something about time, and they're mocking her. And this is, I'm gonna tell you, you better hope old man Biden doesn't die, because if he does, we're all in trouble. So that just raised the flag, and all the Republicans are going crazy with this thing now. Again, you're putting people on the spot. You're asking questions that put you on the spot, and Harris should know better than to ask these spotted questions.
I don't know. I feel like no one is ever happy. One side is always ridiculing the other side, and they try not to ridicule the president, although they do. But look what they did to Mike Pence. Whether you like him or not, they went straight for him, and now they're going to go straight for her. Why can't people just stop?
Well, look at the elections, the cheating they said that occurs, and this and this. They're still harping about this nonsense.
You know, they think a country divided is greater than a country united, but it is not. The more we can unite our country and the other countries around the world, the better we're all going to be as a people, as nations. It's not just about those that are high up.
Well, this is one of the reasons civil wars and things of that nature happen, is because you got two beliefs and not enough communication. People, for some reason, forget how to talk with one another and talk at each other, and that's when...
See, gas prices, now they say car prices are higher than ever because the chips, the shortage of cars, if you want to sell your car, you could sell your car, make a lot of money, but then you can't get another car, apparently, to get to work.
I'm going to see if I can hold on
Alyssa's
to
shaking her head, yes.
I'm going to see if I can hold on to you can't get a car.
Well, I haven't tried, but I've heard about it.
I called the Bronx to see if they could find me one. You can't get a car. And there's a company in New York that's making 1 million chips a day. A day! They need 10 million chips a day, and they can't get them.
You think about what we all just went through for the past 2 years, and if we've come out on this on the other side and we're still here laughing about it, we're all in a pretty good place. But you look back at it and you think, do people actually still remember?
Of course they remember.
I was talking to Chuck this morning. We're talking about a restaurant. I said, remember we went to that restaurant when I had COVID and Chelsea had COVID, and you went away because you thought we weren't really that sick? And he said, this was before COVID, even we knew what COVID was.
But you didn't know if you had COVID.
We don't know, right?
You
But
don't
how
know.
sick was I in that November when we moved in here?
You were very sick, but you don't know if you had COVID.
But these are things, when you think about what we all went through. He says,
Chelsea had COVID. We had the first case of COVID.
I think Chelsea and I had the first case of, a lot of people say how sick they were before this was even out.
Yes.
You remember that.
I remember.
And now what people laugh about, I just hope people don't forget. I hope it doesn't get watered down enough that we forget, and we forget to be clean. Now the common cold is back on a resurgence. Forget what it was like, what we've all gone through for everything, to stand together, to wear
course they're gonna
masks, to wash
forget.
our hands.
Done.
But why?
Listen, they're against vaccinations to begin with, right? There's this whole thing about chickenpox. Remember what happened in California? Then that whole city...
Measles, yeah.
And measles, whatever it was, and the whole city had to be put under quarantine. Of course they're going to forget. People go against the grain. It makes them feel like they're in control.
So it's up to their generation not to do that, to change it, I think.
I'm going to stay silent.
Why?
Because
You don't
We-
have faith in us, Freddie?
Come on, Freddie, you should have faith in us. We'll
you
do
know,
the right thing.
there's an old saying, if I give you junk, junk is going to come out. If I give you a bad start, then how in the world can you expect them to turn this thing around? I mean, look at the pollution. Look at the earth. Look at everything we're leaving. What a footprint. I think about my grandkids. They're going to have to be wearing an oxygen mask to live when they get my age. I mean, this is just ridiculous. What we're doing right now is that we're not taking considerations for tomorrow, because everybody's into what can I get today? How do I get over? Nobody gives anything to anybody. You
I
gotta
don't know
go
if they're
take it.
thinking, how do I get over? They're thinking, how do I make myself better? And I'm not sure people really think about who they're taking down as they're making
You
themselves
always
bigger.
Color-coded.
Because I don't think it's always about getting over or hurting someone or retribution. I think people are just trying to make themselves better, and they're not always considering what happens on the other side.
Really?
It would be like us taking this coffee without approval of the company that manufactures it and doing what we want without asking first.
And we called them and we asked
But
them.
we didn't do that, right?
Of course
So there are
not.
people that would take this, change the price point, do what they do to better themselves, and not ask where it came from, because what if it would hurt somebody else?
Not only that, but we went and shopped. I went and shopped to make sure that our price point equals or is a little bit more than theirs, because I don't want to interfere with their product at all. That isn't the nature of what we're doing here. We're just trying to get the bag
Well,
and
it's
the
just
show
it
notice.
was just an example because we're not
a good
here just to
example.
grow and take other people down. We're here to bring other people up with us, including all of you guys. And the proof is in. We've had how many hundreds of interns and producers that come through here, and we hate every time they leave and they get a job. But that's what they need to be doing.
That's what the program is supposed to do.
Right.
And the artists that come in, we would do nothing more than to celebrate with them. It isn't fair because we have a 3-year lease here, and 75%, 80% of what we did here, we did it under quarantine.
True.
So it isn't really fair to say and see what we've done. You can't do that because we weren't given that chance. We had to bring in mirrors who had mirrors, and then I say more mirrors, because we weren't able to push out what we had thought at the beginning. Now you have a war, you have gas, you have quarantine issues, you have a lot of stuff going on right now. So not the best of times.
But you know what we're seeing, and I know we're going to wrap this up because we got some things happening, is that people are now rebranding their business, and that's what's been pretty exciting for
But
me
we've
to
been
see.
talking about that 2 years ago.
We have, but people are finally listening. They're coming to us and saying, what I did 2 years ago, I've changed. I'm still who I am. I still have my business, but what I want to do and the people I want to attract and the message I want to get out is bigger. Can you help me get that bigger message out? And that's the shift that we're seeing, whether we're going on remotes and doing a big medical conference or whether we're helping rebrand women into talking and doing executive coaching. People want not just the one-on-ones. They want to get their message out to a broader scope. And that's what I'm seeing, what they're coming forward here for.
And that's good. And I see that kids programming is getting better. I'm getting all sorts of phone calls from everywhere.
That's fantastic.
And I will house as many as I can. I will invite them all. Everyone's invited. Just take your turn on the list. And we want to make the shows sort of compatible one to the other. You're going to have kids. You don't want to bring in strippers on that same show.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good
Not a good idea, right?
Share the right
A-Train
audience.
agrees,
yes.
not a good idea. So we have to sort of plan it out so that it works. Now, shout out to Wawa up in West Palm Beach. You hear the news?
No?
$20 free gas. $20 free gas. I should have said that. It's probably sold out by now.
For
First
today?
come, first serve. Just
Wow.
for today.
Wow.
They turned around and said, you know what? We see what's happening. People can't get to work because of the gas going up. Strangers are meeting on corners and everybody chips in a little money and they drop it off. I don't know if that's going to be financially doable depending on where it is, but Wawa, $20 free gas up in West Palm Beach.
Remember, people used to carpool to work. Maybe it's time to start carpooling and you split a tank of gas. I met someone
bad idea.
yesterday. I had to go for a mammogram, and she travels an hour to get to work. She lives up in Singer Island, and she said she loves where she lives. She loves where she works. An hour each way, each day.
To
and
go
I
to
said,
work?
Imagine what I said to her. What about traffic? Forget traffic. What about, you think her gas is costing her every day to go from Singer Island to Boca 5 days a week?
And the problem is, in the Bronx, I used to take a train anywhere in the city. Anywhere in the city, you can take a train or a bus in New York City. True that. Here, I don't even know when the buses come or go. The train leaves you in the middle of nowhere. It's like they put the train where the crocodiles live. So
Here?
you gotta run, not to get eaten. So you take a train here in Deerfield. Did you see where it leaves you? Imagine walking from Deerfield train station to the radio station.
Well, you can't.
I had to take a shower.
You gotta take an
when I get
Uber.
there. An Uber. Then I right back to.
You got to
spending
take an
more money.
Uber from the train station. But it's still not going to I don't know what it would cost.
It's gonna cost me more, the same money it's gonna cost me to drive. It's that it's gotten so ridiculous. Now a carpool is not a bad idea.
Carpooling. That's why they used
So-
to make the carpool lane over on I-95. I don't even know if they still have that. Now I think it's an express lane.
Where you can. What town are you?
it still a
what town
carpool
do you
lane?
live in?
I think it depends where you are on 95, because some places still have the express lane and some still have the carpool.
What town do you live in?
Boca,
Well, you live in Boca.
yeah.
Where do you live? Pompano?
Boca.
Or you live in Boca too?
Yeah.
When the hell did you start living in Boca?
I lived in Boca since I was 5.
I thought you were in Pompano.
Oh no. I lived in Like I said, I lived in Boca Raton since I was like 5 years
All right,
old.
so let's take somebody who lives in Pompano, and you put a car at a gas station.
Yes.
And they all come up here, and you leave them in the city of
That's
Boca.
it. Right.
And then you have to sort of figure out how to get to where you're going from there.
You just got to talk to your coworkers about carpooling, or maybe people stay more remote again.
The other thing is, West Boca. Is that where you live? West Boca?
No, I literally live 5 minutes from here.
Let's not use
She
her as an
does.
example. West Boca, to get over
Ask
to
what
here,
her Ubers cost.
I live
it's-
in West Boca.
How much does an Uber cost you?
To get from
Your house to here.
around like $21 at minimum.
You know that I used to spend...
Each way?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you
It was
know...
like $40 for her to go to Lynn the other day. That's why I drove her. I was like, I'm not gonna make
It
this.
cost you $20 to get here this morning?
Oh no, I had my brother drop me off.
Oh, okay.
I used to pay $25 to go to the airport in Fort
There
Lauderdale.
you go. I guess it's
I
time to
guess
wap
we
it
let
up.
go.
All right.
Say goodbye,
That's our
Lucy.
key. Goodbye, Lucy. Have a great morning, everyone. Tune in. We got a lot going on here at the Brooklyn Cafe Show, and we will see you in a little bit. As Freddie says, don't be late. Bye-bye.
Well,
It had
that's about it for
181
today.
minutes when I turned it
Even
on.
though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.